the Garners. Yeah, gee.
Yes. Yes,
All right, and again, it's not coffee or tea. The beverage today is...
Mulled wine.
That was mulled wine. And...
Not mulled wine. I said mulled wine.
yeah. And so spiced wine. And yes, we really made it. And I think we may even have clips of that.
Yeah. All right, John and I are going to make mulled wine. And here's the recipe right here.
This is mulled wine with brandy and cinnamon.
So, and here's the ingredients. It's actually quite easy. We've got red wine and orange. There's ginger in here. Doot, doot. And cloves, cinnamon, honey, and not bananas, and love with brandy. So let's get started.
I'm pretty good at this. Even though I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I don't know how hard it is to peel an orange.
Well, very difficult.
You're supposed to make it. You're supposed to cut it into one circular winding peel.
Oh. Well, that's what everybody does. I'm thinking outside the box here. I'm like doing my own thing. Right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. Go with your bad self. Do your own thing.
I don't need your participation trophy, okay?
But you are participating.
I know.
You do want to keep some of the white stuff on.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
Nobody told me that.
Well, I thought that by looking at the picture, it would be clear. But
Clear as mud.
I mean, look at the picture.
Well,
There's the picture right there. See, there's white around it. The slices.
I know. I was wondering how they did that.
How many cloves do we need?
We need 8 to 10 cloves. That's a lot of cloves.
Well, that's what the recipe says.
All right, let's do 8,
Okay.
not 10.
Did you see the
We're assembling the
cinnamon
ingredients.
sticks?
Cinnamon sticks.
That smells good. Okay. Load time. I remember eating a clove when I was a kid because we put them in like some arts and crafts thing, and then I put it in my mouth and it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't taste good by
You
themselves.
know, that's how you learn. Put it in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
Try to eat it, and then you'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, you got the honey, you got the brandy, all that.
How much honey though? How much honey?
Well, we'll just squirt it in there.
No!
It says 1/3 cup honey or
Oh,
sugar.
and there was a little note that if you didn't want it super sweet, that you could cut it in half.
So let's cut it in half.
Okay.
Yeah. But these things, they don't. Most of the time, they don't really. They don't work great.
Tell us how badly they work.
Well, it worked because I'm persistent. But here we go.
So for the non-persistent
Don't do
types.
this. Yeah, well, if you're not, then just, get someone else to do it. Yeah, there we go.
Bravo!
Also, look at the dark horse right on it. Nice.
Star of Wonder. Stop. Okay. What's next? Put it in there. Put it in there.
Okay, so we just put it all in there.
Okay.
Then throw those puppies in there. Okay.
I think so.
I want to do it too sweet.
Just like me.
It's actually pretty good.
Did you taste it already?
No.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I knew it was gonna be good.
This is the first time I've had mulled wine,
I
so
see. So,
it's
spiced wine.
unusual.
It's good.
It's unusual. I'm starting to taste the cloves in there. Red wine.
I think it's pretty good, but it is definitely
It's different,
it's different, right? Right.
and it's warm. It's warm.
Yeah. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty hearty, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of thick.
Like I can see why this is a winter drink.
Yeah.
First of all, it's warm and it's just the spices in it. It does make you think of
Sure.
winter.
And I can already feel myself warming up. That might be the brandy.
This is good.
Yeah. So we're drinking
It's growing
spice.
on me slowly.
Okay. Well, that's good. Like mulled wine.
More.
Okay. Growing.
Oh, growing on you slowly.
So we are drinking spiced wine because we're doing We Three Kings, and we were trying to figure out what they drank around that time.
Right, right.
And we figured, wine is like, the beverage that saved civilization or something like that,
we
right?
thought.
But
We thought.
doing the research, it turns out that the most popular type of beverage at that time would have been
Beer.
beer.
Barley beer.
Yeah.
Beer.
Right, right. So some sort of beer, and that wine was more for the wealthy or well-connected, at least, aristocracy, if that's the right term for that period.
Because vineyards weren't really common in that area.
No, and the grape they used was a little different, I guess, and but we're not able to get a hold of that grape.
No, I think some people have tried though.
Yes, they're trying to recreate
it, yeah.
So anyways, we're talking about what they were drinking 2,000 years
Yeah.
ago.
And they didn't want to waste any wine, so any wine that was just kind of like sitting on the table, they decided to do something with it. So they
Throw spices in
throw
it.
spices in it
drink
and warmed it up.
So that's what
Yeah.
we're doing here. So we're not going to throw this out. So that's why we're drinking spiced wine, because we are aristocracy from 2,000 years ago. Right.
Cheers.
Okay, there you go. So the tune of the day is We Three Kings, right? And I
Yeah.
learned a lot about this. And I have a lot to say about this.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I could.
who wrote it first of all?
John Henry Hopkins Jr.
Right, right.
Right?
And this is considered
Not senior, don't confuse the two.
Junior.
Junior.
Right. And
Right.
this is considered like an American carol.
Right, and it's the first one that was popular. That got really popular. That was of American origin.
Right.
He was an Episcopalian music minister, and he studied in New York. And he wrote it for a Epiphany
Right.
pageant of some sort. And the Epiphany is also now known as the Three Kings, Day, right?
January
And
6th.
you know how there's that song 12 Days of Christmas? Well, at the end of 12 days is the Epiphany or the Three Kings Day. And there's a lot on that. I'm definitely not going to go into
Nah,
all
we
of
don't
that.
need
That's
to.
a whole nother thing. But yeah, so he wrote it for that. It was like a smash hit. People were like, dude,
That
you
is
got to
a
put this
hit.
out.
Yeah.
You got to put it
That's
out.
my jam.
Basically, right? And he was like, oh, I don't know. It's just a little something. You really think so? And they were like, do it. So, few years later, it was 1857, by the way. I left that out. 1857,
Yeah.
right?
That's
So,
a while ago.
Yeah, a little bit before YouTube. So I grew up,
In 1856.
and then I died, and I was born again, and then I came back, and I was born in my family, and we went to church a lot, and I loved Christmas music. I really loved this song, and I was realizing while we were putting this thing together that this song really influenced the way I think about writing and how to use keys and stuff like that. The first half, when they're talking about the three magi, the three kings, it's in minor. And then when they go to the star part, right? Star over the baby Jesus, right?
Yeah.
It goes into major and stays there. So it goes from like this kind of darker and mysterious part to this bright up. You feel a lift right there.
Right, yeah.
And this is, I learned that, and I ended up writing a bunch of songs that, you know, are in minor because I like the groove. But then when you want that lift, you just go right over to the major side of things. And it, I mean, I use it all
magic.
the time. It's really neat. But what we do differently, just to nerd out, is we go into the major just for a little bit, and then we slink right back into the minor because we like the spooky side of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, you gotta put your own twist on it somehow.
We twisted this like crazy. Right?
Yeah, I like the way it sounds.
Right?
It's neat.
Right?
It's a neat arrangement. Okay, so the We Three Kings, I learned a lot about We Three Kings. That's great.
The Magi. And then the guy who wrote it, John Henry Hopkins Jr., check out his other stuff.
What is this other stuff?
I don't know. We'll put his Instagram in the... No, I don't know. I don't know. He had a bunch of hits, don't you know?
I feel like it's like one of those one-hit wonder stories.
I didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
I think
But at least you have a hit, you know? How many like people have written things and it's like never been heard of? That's what I mean. So, you know, there's no shame in one-hit wondering. At least you were able
wondering. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, but maybe he had more hits. Maybe we just don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hence one-hit wonder.
Yeah, but we can't blame his...
One-hit wonder if he had other songs. I think this spiced wine is getting to me now.
Yeah, wow.
That's cool. That's cool.
It is cool, right?
All right.
I thought it was a very fascinating story, and I'll probably read like maybe more about it. Even more.
Well, it makes me curious about Three Kings Day because even as Catholics, I don't remember ever celebrating Three Kings Day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
you gotta be
you're
pretty
going to
serious.
hell.
You gotta
No,
be
I don't
serious.
know.
You gotta be pretty serious about the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, do you even know like what you do on the first day, second day, besides give each other birds and stuff? You know, it's like in gold.
And frankincense and stuff.
Yeah, like
myrrh.
first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Like,
Right.
like, do you actually do all those things?
No, I don't know anybody. I think it's just a song. You know
Like
what I mean?
Hanukkah has like those so many days, and they
Right.
light the candle for
Right.
on the menorah.
Mhm.
Like, is there like actual rituals for like the 12 days of Christmas?
You know, I don't know, and there very well could be. There probably is. There probably
at
is.
us.
There's probably like a saint for each one of those days too. But if you know, go ahead and let us know in the comments. We're not
Let
actually
us heathens know.
right. We're not particularly versed in this.
I'm sure we could look it up.
And we probably will.
Yeah.
But
Now
after,
I'm curious.
But it's after the fact.
But that's
you know?
good because these kind of things like make you think of more questions. Like, oh gosh, I didn't know about that. And, you know,
Right.
this is like half the fun of doing this show.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that like, oh, I didn't know this and I didn't know that, and then you're like curious about more things.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and then like pack your brain with all
Yeah,
this
like,
stuff.
I like vaguely remember doing some reading on when we were doing the research on this about some tradition in Spain where they get gifts on the Three Kings Day. That's
Like
when
more
they get
gifts.
Well, I don't even know if they do the Christmas tree thing, but they get the gifts on
Three Kings Day.
right, and the kids have to like leave their shoes out to let the kings or the magi know that they're there.
Oh.
And then they go and check their shoes in the morning, and there's supposed to be gifts there or something. That's what I read. If I'm being lied to, let me know. But that's what I read. and
That's fascinating.
it's pretty neat. I like the whole shoes aspect.
Yeah.
But I think
Well, yeah, that's neat. That's neat.
so. It's another. I'm I'm sure there's a bunch of traditions. If you know any
If
cool
you know
ones,
about it,
but,
share.
yeah.
Share.
Right. So we have We Three Kings. We got the author, got the tune, got the spiced wine. What's left?
It's time to play it out.
Play it out.
Play it out. Let's do it.
We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Do 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 Yeah, that's a Zoroastrian chord right there.
Merry Christmas.
Right, and happy Three Kings Day.
Yeah.